We are going back to the phones at 617-830-4750. Let's check in with Jeremy in Wisconsin. Jeremy in Wisconsin on the 608 number. Jeremy, what's going on?
Hey, David, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So my question sort of relates to, I guess, the ever increasing role of international bodies in governance. So seeing, I guess the example I'm thinking about is the Amazon rainforest, how
Mm-hmm.
that obviously, if it's being destruct or it's being destroyed, it has international consequences that affect every nation. So I was wondering if you think with things like that going on and kind of globalization increasing in general, do you think international bodies will be more strong in the future? And do you think they should go in that route?
Well, I've said before that the idea that most of our major issues can be solved within country borders is increasingly an idea of the past. I mean, listen, the US can solve campaign finance internally, sure. But the US is not going to be able to deal with automation and outsourcing independently. We're not going to be able to deal with climate change independently. We're not going to be able to deal with pollution independently. Space travel is something that is going to exceed country lines, space exploration. So the hyper nationalist mentality that other people's problems are only theirs and not ours, and all of our problems are merely ours to solve, and we don't need anybody else. It is such an antiquated and at this point, frankly, bogus assertion that we are going to need to solve these issues together. That's another reason, aside from sometimes the xenophobic overtones of the hyper-nationalists, it also just doesn't
Hmm.
work.
That's fair. Yeah, so I was wondering, I guess you see the results of the European model, how there's been a little bit of pushback to that with the rise of, I guess, nationalist rhetoric in parts of the world. Do you think America is going to go down the European model and you're going to see more, I guess, global connections in terms of making policy in the near
If we
future?
if we elect the right people, sure. I mean, the current president is someone who has resisted that and is more of a go it alone sort of guy. And the effect that it's having is that increasingly the United States doesn't have a seat at the adult table on more and more issues. When it comes to global trade, Trump is just putting tariffs on people and increasingly the sort of outcast. When it comes to climate change, he's not even invited to a lot of important summits and discussions. So
Mm,
I hope that that happens, but it's going to depend on who we elect.
awesome. All right. Thank you, David. Appreciate you answering my question.
All right, Jeremy, great to hear from you.